Ji, once again, Assalamu alaikum to all of you and most welcome to all of you. Hope all of you are fine and enjoying good health in a healthy atmosphere. Sorry for change the timing of this lecture. I have an urgent piece of work at uni, and that's why I have to adjust this time with CR. Okay, so now if you wanna ask anything related to the dramas, I mean Pygmalion, The Way of the World, or other drama that was the school for scandal, do ask any question, and the reply will be done by the presenter who are going to be present over here. Okay. Would you like to tell me who are the presenters so that we manage the presentation?
सर
Would you
ग्रुप
like
सी
ग्रुप सी, ग्रुप ए में कुछ रिमेनिंग है, कुछ बी में कुछ रिमेनिंग है, और जो ग्रुप सी है, जो भी इस वक्त प्रेजेंट हैं उनमें से कौन कौन प्रेजेंटेशन देना चाहता है? अरीज, हो चुकी है आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन? अरीज, टॉपिक क्या है आपका?
Sir, plot and characters of Pygmalion.
पिगमिलियन, ओके। एंड समरा लियास आपका?
थीम्स द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड के।
द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, ओके। एंड और कोई है आपके अलावा? ओके, अरीज, कीप इट अप, आप शुरू कीजिए। एंड मैविश इज सेइंग यस। मैविश, आपका क्या टॉपिक है?
सिर्फ प्लॉट है वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड।
प्लॉट है द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, ओके। तो अब हबीबा इज सेइंग यस सर, माय टॉपिक। हबीबा, आपका टॉपिक क्या है?
सर थीम्स ऑफ द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड।
यार, स्कूल फॉर स्कैंडल में कोई नहीं अभी तक आ रहा जो प्लॉट पढ़े उसका।
सर अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर, मेरी भी है आज।
अच्छा फातिमा, क्या टॉपिक है आपका?
सर थीम ऑफ द वे ऑफ
ओके,
द वर्ल्ड इसका
अरीज
थीम।
शुरू अरीज शुरू कीजिए। 5 to 6 मिनट्स की जो है ना, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्क्रीन शेयर जरूर कीजिए, ठीक है?
Okay,
और
sir.
पोर्ट्रेट लॉक खत्म कीजिए और कैरी ऑन प्लीज। आई एम लिसनिंग टू यू अटेंटिवली।
Screen visible है आप सबके लिए?
जी।
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm Arij Masood, and today I'm going to discuss plot and characters of play Pygmalion. But before going to my actual topic, I will just want to give you brief introduction that why Shaw's play titled Pygmalion. Actually, Shaw's play draws on a myth that is taken from the poet Ovid's work, Metamorphosis. And in this myth, a master sculptor named Pygmalion sculpts from ivory a life-sized image of a woman so perfect that he falls in love with her. But later, he prayed to the goddess Venus to bring him a wife like the statue he was created. Venus then brings the statue to life. But mirroring the mythic Pygmalion, Higgins has no use for the woman of his time, and the only woman that he admires is his mother. There is some difference between Pygmalion and Higgins, but there are some similarities also. Both are gifted to their profession, like Higgins for phonetics specialist and Pygmalion as a sculptor. Both are repelled by the women of their time and unstable to for marriage. But however, Higgins take a task of fashioning a girl into perfect lady, while he didn't offers any prayer for bring her to his life, as Pygmalion pray for his statue, that he wants a wife like the statue that he created. So, and one more thing, that the statue, whose name was Galatea, come to life as a blushing bride, and little more, but no free will of her own. But on the other hand, the creation of Hagen, like Eliza, on the other hand, is independent. So this is the brief historical context of Pygmalion, that why Shakespeare titled Pygmalion. So now come to our topic, the actual topic that I have to present, that is a plot. So before starting my presentation, I want to I want a question from you, that what a plot is. Anyone please voluntarily tell me what is a plot?
Plot is a logical series of events.
Well, fine. Basically, plot जो है, it tells us that how a story is structured, and how author choose to tell it. So in a plot we will see exposition, rising action, then climax, then falling action, and then resolution. So in Pygmalion we also see all these things. Here is plot diagram of Pygmalion. You will see that there is exposition. In exposition, in Pygmalion, there is the introduction of characters in Act 1, where Eliza has a problem and Henry has the skills to fix it. Then there comes rising action, where the conflict begins with the entrance of Eliza in Higgins' house, and she demands to give lessons. Higgins now have the opportunity to fix her problem, but his motive of doing so is not so much clear. So then comes climax in the play. There is where things are un. Just a minute, please. So there is climax, where there is a things that are unconventional. The winning of bet, which you might expect that it might be at the end of the play, or but is the stuck smack dab in middle of the play, where Eliza gets angry and leaves Higgins home. Then there is a filing action, an old runway plot, a classic, or Eliza is lost then found, a perfect way to build suspense and conclusion. Then there comes resolution. We get see Higgins and Eliza's talk about many ways. The play could have ended where Eliza declares her independence from Higgins, but we don't know if it will last. So here the plot, Pygmalion, in the very first act, start with Eliza, who is a young educated girl working in the flower district of London, England. On night, she runs into Professor Henry Higgins, a noted professor of phonetics. Higgins is intrigued by her broken speech and low station in life. He believes he can tell all he needs to about a person based on his speech. Higgins suggests to Colonel Pickering that he could in fact have Eliza speaking like a high-class London lady in 3 months. So in this very act, we will see that at Covent Garden, London, rainy evening, Professor Higgins, a professor of phonetics, is taking notes about the dialect spoken in that area and tries to guess where everyone is from based on their manner of speech. Here we meet a poor flower girl, Eliza Doolittle. Hagen bet his friend Pickering that he could teach the girl to speak so well in just 3 months that she could pass for a noble lady. So here Shah introduces us to the main characters, let us know that Eliza has a problem and Henry has to the skills to fix it. So in next act 2, Eliza shows up at Higgins' house to take him up on his offer. Higgins is mean and cruel to the young lady. He mocks her accent. However, Pickering suggests that the girl has feelings and offers her a seat. They agree that Eliza will live with Higgins for 6 months and he will tutor her and turn her into a lady. Here we will see that in Higgins' laboratory, Pickering steps in and bets Higgins that he can teach Eliza to speak so well that she passes as a wealthy lady at an ambassador's garden party in 6 months. He offers to pay for her lessons. Higgins likes the idea and tell his housekeeper Mrs. Pierce to wash Eliza cle- uh, and and dress her in a new clothes. He will teach her to speak standard English so that none will be able to tell her from a member of upper class. Here we will find the conflict actually, where we have the potential resolution. Higgins now given the opportunity to fix Aliza's problem, but it's not all. Her motive of doing so is not exactly clear here. In Act 3, Higgins tries to show off Aliza's transformation with his mother and group at tea. Aliza's stunned them in her beautiful dress and polite conversation. The tea when the group begins discussing influenza, Eliza drops into a long story of her aunt dying of influenza. The group is put off by this, but it dismissed when it's suggested that she is just making small talk. As she leaves the group in smitten by her and young Freddie is in love with her. Here in a few months later at Higgins' mother's house, Lisa is ready for her first appearance in society. Invitation for a tea, people don't recognize her as the flower girl. Everybody starts making small talk about the weather, and Eliza makes her clumsy comments. Mrs. Higgins cautions her son about treating Eliza like a live doll, but Pickering assures her that they take Eliza seriously. Higgins refers to Eliza as merely an experiment. Mrs. Higgins worry about what will happen to Eliza when the experiment is over. In Act 4, Higgins and Pickering congratulate themselves on their great work. They don't consider the work she has put into changing and ignore her completely. A huge fight except between Eliza and Henry as he considered her ungrateful and she wished he had left her where he found her. As the act ends, she leaves and throws her ring in the fire. Here, several months later, Higgin has won the bet. He has taken Lisa at an embassy bully. Embassy bull in London, where she mingled with the upper classes, and everyone thought that she was a foreign princess. The moment of Higgins' triumph is also the movement of actually the Lisa's self-awareness, as she realizes that Hagen is only interested in his own success and has no consideration for her. Even as a human being, she leaves his house. So, in the final act, Eliza has taken refuge at Henry's mother's house. His mother criticizes Henry and Pickering for treating Eliza like an experiment, not like a lady. Higgins promises that he never treated her any more badly than he treated anyone else. He invites her to move in with him and again as his daughter or even married to Pickering. She says she's thinking of marrying Freddie's, who's been writing her letters for her father enters claiming that Higgins' money has ruined me, destroyed my happiness. Before he could bum money from friends, but now all of his friends come to him for money. Here, at the very next day, Mrs. Higgins' house, Mrs. Higgins scolded Higgins and Pickering for how they have treated Eliza and reveals that Eliza is not there. Pickering is nice to Eliza, but Higgins is angry and rude to her, even ordering her to come back to his house. Eliza thanks Pickering for teaching him good manners, but she says to Higgins that she is a slave despite her expensive clothes. She then says that if she can't have kindness for him, she will never never have she will have her own independence. She tells Higgins that she will become a teacher of phonetics, stealing everything that she has learned from him in order to take his client. Higgins is suddenly impressed by Eliza's strength and confidence. Eliza shows that she has a will of her own. So open here is open ending. We don't know if Eliza married Freddie or she goes to live with Higgins. So there comes a conclusion. So as we all know that living in poverty and struggling from day to day can be very difficult way to live your life, and most of us if given the opportunity would try to make changes to our lives and situation if we could. Am I right? If imagine that if you are living in poverty and you given the opportunity, would you try to change your life?
Yes,
Hello.
I agree with your words.
Well, thanks for your response. So, Pygmalion is a play by George Bernard Shaw that tells the story of a poor young flower girl who has been disrespected and overlooked because of her appearance and the dialect she speaks. Where given the opportunity, she decides to get a language lessons in order to gain the respect of others and improve her overall status in life. The outcome of her training is not what she expected, and she is not only able to change her appearance and speak, but also gain confidence in her own abilities. So here our plot is ended. Next one is characters of Pygmalion. So
Okay,
here,
okay, thanks a lot. Fantastic, Reach. Your way of presenting shows that you have been preparing your presentation, and it is a well prepared presentation. Your accent, your way of reading out, and your start was fantastic. Okay, और
thank you, sir.
बाकी जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, write your comments about this presentation. Okay, do your comments. Next, who is next one? Fantastic.
Thank you so much, sir.
Who is the next presenter?
Sir, may I?
Sumera Elias. Samra Elias. It's yes, please.
स्क्रीन शो हो रही है मेरी?
हाँ जी हो रही है।
Assalamualaikum class. I am Samra Ilyas and today my topic of class
वालेकुम
is
अस्सलाम.
the way of the world
इसको
theme.
इसको पोर्ट्रेट लॉक खत्म कर लें.
Today my topic of presentation is the way of the world theme by William Congreve, 1670 to 1729. First of all, its introduction, The Way of the World is a comedy of manner in five acts by William Congreve was performed and published in 1700. The play, which is considered Congreve's masterpiece,
एक्सक्यूज मी. सबके साथ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. मुझे आवाज डबल सुनाई दे रही है. आवाज क्लियर आ रही सबको?
यस सर, सर डबल आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, क्लियर नहीं है।
समरा की आवाज एक दफा हैंड फ्री उतार के फिर लगाएं, फिर में भी फिट हो जाएगा जी.
अब ठीक है?
हाँ जी, क्लियर है. प्लीज कैरी ऑन.
Okay. Start say the today my topic of presentation is the way of the world themes by William Congreve 1670 to 1729. And first of all his introduction, matlab this introduction of this play. The Way of the World, a comedy of manner is a comedy of manner in 5 acts by William Congreve, was performed and published in 1700. The play, which is considered Congreve's masterpiece, ridicules the assumption that governed the society of his time, especially those concerning love and marriage. William Congreve's last play, The Way of the World, is the best and brilliant example of restoration comedy of manner. Comedy of manner is related to human behaviors. The comedy arises not because the persons lack a certain manner, but also but also because of social behaviors, standards, and lies. It encourages this give rise to braveness, concern with clothes, glamorous, wit, etc. So the humor and wit become important. The play The Way of the World by William Congreve represent the real picture of contemporary society of his time. It is a fine flower of restoration literature, fine piece of the comedy of manner in restoration literature. The entire play is set in London, and this urban setting keeps special importance. Restoration comedy does not represent every stratum of people. It represents a metropolitan aristocratic society. In this period, people were ridiculed for their lack of sophistication. As a point of departure, it is valid to say that the theme of this play is given to us by Congreve in the title, The Way of the World. All the events and character of the play can be related to this central theme. The obvious criticism is that the same theme can be ascribed to unlimited numbers of other and quite different novels and plays. We can also see that Congreve does not seem to be consistent position in this play. Sometimes he is direct, sometimes ironic, sometimes he deplores, sometimes he approves, at times he amused, and most of the time his position is compound of all these attitudes. First of all, dowries, marriage, and adultery is the first theme of this play, The Way of the World. Dowries, in the society of Congreve's time, the males are dominant, and women was little more than property in marriage transaction. Her dowry, money, property, and estate was relinquished to her husband at marriage, and she became uh, by law his belonging or property. In upper classes, women had little voice in her own fate, and marriages were usually arranged according to social status, size of the fortune, and family name. In the play, Millam Dowry is at the center of struggle uh, that is the competition for Mirabel. Her true lover, is Millamant against Fennel and Mrs. Marwood, the two adultery plotting to gain control of Millamant's fortune as well as Fennel's wives. Social convention. Next theme. Congreve's comedy of manners take the fashionable or conventional social behavior of the time as the principal subject of satire. Conflicts that arise between and among characters are prompted by affected and artificial social mores, especially for relationship between the sexes. Social pretenses and plot complication abound in The Way of the World. Women are compelled to act coyly and to resemble in courtship. Couples deceive one another in marriages. Friends are double-faced, and conquest have more to do with dowries and conveniences than love. All moral principle is risked for the sake of reputation and money. However, what makes the action comic is the trickiness. What one says is hardly ever what one thinks or means. To judge by appearance, for example, no one could be happier in his marriage than Fennel, who in reality disdains his wife and is carrying on an adulterous affair with his wife's close friend. Congreve intimates that in fashionable society at the time of 18th century, it is observed the outer trapping of beauty, wit, and sophistication, no matter how egregious one's action and word might prove. The next theme is a gallery of portraits. Congreve's statement in the dedication, the prologue, and the epilogue suggest that this might be a valid subtitle. because since it is the way of the world to put a premium on youth, Mirabelle and Millamant stand at the center, represent all that is to be commended. Mirabelle is the beau ideal, polished, poised, rational, and balanced, witty, and
Just a minute,
equal.
please.
Okay.
I have to make one announcement. एज ग्रुप में मैंने जैसे बताया था कि अपने एमसीक्यूज की जो है 20 तक आप शेयर करते हैं और कोई वॉलंटियर ऐसा हो जो इसको कंपाइल करे। तो मिस्टर अकील जो है इज ही प्रेजेंट एट दिस टाइम? अकील है ना हमारी क्लास में?
यस सर।
ओके, तो मिस्टर अकील का नंबर मैं शेयर कर दूंगा ग्रुप में, ऑलरेडी है उसके ग्रुप में। तो आपने उनको मैं बता दूंगा, आप सब लोगों ने अब जो एमसीक्यूज मुझे ईमेल किए भी हैं वो भी डॉक्यूमेंट में, नॉट पीडीएफ, ओके, जो है ना आपने डॉक्यूमेंट में यानी एमएस ऑफिस फाइल में, एमएस वर्ड फाइल में उसको सेंड करने हैं। एक बात तो बाज लोग ये समझते थे कि जो ग्रुप बने हैं हर ग्रुप ने 20 बनाने हैं। नो, आपने इंडिविजुअली 20 बना के उसको भेजने हैं, क्योंकि जैसे प्रेजेंटेशन का टॉपिक आपका है तो सेम, लेकिन टॉपिक आपका सेम है और आपने इंडिविजुअली उसको टैकल करना है, कैसे करते हैं, ठीक है। सेम इज द केस विद योर एमसीक्यूज। आप अपने तमाम एमसीक्यूज जो हैं वो विद इन अ डे, विद इन अ 2 days, विद इन 2 days आप अकील को सेंड कर दीजिए, सो दैट 20 को वो कंपाइल कर दे और व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में वो फाइल शेयर हो जाए। ओके, सबने सुन लिया मैसेज? अगर अभी तो 19 स्टूडेंट्स हैं, बाकी जो हैं उनको आप मैसेज कन्वे कर दीजिएगा, राइट? सबको मेरी आवाज क्लियर आ रही? ओके
ओके सर।
जी जी, आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं समरा?
सर मैं पूछना चाह रही हूँ, एमसीक्यूज भी अब सेपरेट ही बनाने हैं सबने?
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल सेपरेट अपने अपने एमसीक्यूज बनाने हैं, जो टॉपिक मिला है उसी पे ही ना, जो आपके टॉपिक्स
जी
हैं, ठीक है, उससे रेलिवेंट जो है आपने एमसीक्यूज बना के अकील को सेंड कर देने हैं। नंबर आपके पास अब है ना जी? तो
जी
ग्रुप में
सर।
ही है, ठीक है। तो उसका मैसेज आया भी उसी नंबर पे, उसको सेंड करते जाओ, मैं उसके बैकअप पे रहूंगा, उससे पूछता रहूंगा, ठीक है जी?
ओके सर।
ओके जी सर, प्लीज कैरी ऑन।
Okay sir. Okay. Witty and perspicacious without being what we might today call over intellectual. Millamant is the belle, feminine, beautiful, witty, not prudish, but with the sense of her worth. She has avoided the messiness and humiliation of sexual intrigue. Opposed to Mirabelle are would-be wits, worthy but graceless bores and deep intriguers. Opposed to Millamant are women who engaged in adultery and an uh, old dweller without decorum. Every character reveals himself in action, and together they produce a gallery of self-portrait.
ओके अच्छा,
And
जिन बच्चों ने, आई एम सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्शन, जिन बच्चों ने मुझे भेज दिए हैं वही सेम फाइल आप अकील को भेज दे, ठीक है ना जी? यस प्लीज कैरी ऑन।
okay. Next theme is Jungle of High Intrigue. Uh, this subtitle would focus attention on some of the value of London society. Everyone is engaged in intrigue. Mirabelle intrigues to gain consent to his marriage from Lady Wishfort, and this involved intrigue with intrigue, for he does not trust Whitwell. Fennel intrigues in turn. Everyone is involved in one or the other of these schemes. Mrs. Fennel, Mrs. Marwood, and the servant. Even Lady Wishfort, in her willingness to marry Sir Rowland as a devious purpose, revenge on Mirabelle. When Mrs. Fennel married her husband, that was part of the intrigue, as was his marriage to her. And as we see in the play, victory goes to Mirabelle not because of his virtue, but simply because he is the most successful intriguer. Life beneath the winner. Beneath the surface of proper English society are layers of deceit, greed, vanity, pretension, silliness, desire for revenge, and indecorous romance. Congreve's sharp wit pierces this surface to reveal society as it is with all its foibles, follies, and bitter rivalries. He shows the reader the way of the world, love and its pitfalls. The course of true love never did run smooth. Shakespeare wrote in A Midsummer Night's Dream, in the way of the world, the road of true love is indeed bumpy and full of twists and turns. But in the end, when Mirabelle and Millamant pledged their love for each other, true love's triumphs. Deceit, snaky scheme, and money. Mirabelle once pretended to love Lady Wishfort to gain access to Miss Millamant. He also arranged the marriage of Mr. and Mrs. Fennel after the latter appeared to be pregnant. In addition, he designed an elaborate scheme in which Waitwell married Foible, then
Okay, okay,
courted
okay.
Lady.
Fantastic, Samra Lias. Uh, well, Zabardast.
Sir, thank you.
And this is, I think this is the end of
Carry
your
on.
presentation. Okay. Who is the next presenter?
Okay. Habiba Ishtiyaq.
Habiba Ishtiyaq, please carry on. And do your comments in the chat box about this presentation, especially जो अभी समरा ने दी है. अपने कमेंट्स का इजहार कीजिए चैट बॉक्स में. आपके कमेंट्स बताएंगे कि अच्छी थी बुरी थी. ओके. हाँ जी, स्क्रीन शेयर कर दीजिए, हमें भी कुछ देखने को मौका मिल जाए पढ़ने का. और कौन कौन है जिसकी प्रेजेंटेशन देना चाहता है?
सर हमारा ग्रुप सी पूरे हम सब देना चाहते हैं.
Who is in group C?
सर समरा थी, उसके बाद मैं हूँ, फिर फातिमा और आयशा.
फातिमा, आयशा is present over here. Okay, हबीबा स्क्रीन शेयर कीजिए.
सर वो समरा करेगी, मैंने उसको भेजेंगे पीडीएफ.
हाँ ठीक है जी, ठीक है. असिस्टेंट होने चाहिए बंदे के. यस.
सर हमारे ग्रुप की भी अभी तक रहती है, हमारे ग्रुप में से जस्ट अभी रीज ने प्रेजेंट किया है.
अच्छा, तो और कौन करना चाहता है प्रेजेंट?
सर मैं.
ओके, समरा इजाज इज सेइंग मैं. ओके. यस प्लीज कैरी ऑन. समरा इलियास. The way of the world
themes. First of all, I will explain the theme of the way of the world, social etiquette, and the reputation. Why do we daily commit disagreeable and dangerous action to save that ideal reputation? A comedy of the manner is named as such to call attention to one of its most central themes. Manners are the social etiquette, and the comedy that ensues because of importance, especially to the upper class during the restoration of preserving one's position in society. In the climax of the play, the action and the reaction largely stop being concerned with love or even money. And what Lady Wishford seemed to fear most is loss of good reputation for herself and her daughter. Much of the demonstrated love scene in this show, for example, Whitford and the plant love for Miss Millamant, is done purely in the hopes of raising one's reputation. Fun is made of social etiquette, especially in the acting of the Sir Wilful and the Sir Roland. These characters are trying to they at varying degrees are unable to live up to upper class standard, but try to put on a show for others. Let me explain this in Urdu. द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड में एक थीम है सोशल एटिकेट एंड द रेपुटेशन. वो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगी कि कैसे ये उस लिहाज से बनता है. हम जिंदगी में रोज कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे काम करते हैं जो हमारे लिए होते तो डेंजरस हैं और हम उन पे रजामंद भी नहीं होते, फिर भी हम वो काम करते हैं. वो क्यों करते हैं? एक हमारी इज्जत बचाने के लिए, रेपुटेशन बचाने के लिए, जो हमारी एक सोसाइटी में हमारी पोजीशन है उसको प्रिजर्व करने के लिए.
जस्ट अ मिनट, आप सब अग्री करते हैं? आप कोई ऐसा काम डेली लाइफ में करते हैं जिसमें आपको इज्जत बचाने के लिए करते हो, आप अग्री ना हो कि ये करने खुश ना हो, लेकिन आप चाहते हो कि इससे हमारा स्टेटस ना खत्म हो जाए? कोई ऐसा काम है जो इस लाइफ में नाउ अ डेज ऐसा किया जाता है? आप अग्री करते हैं इस बात को भला? एनीबॉडी एल्स? ओके,
Yes,
कैरी
sir.
ऑन।
होते हैं।
अच्छा, होते हैं कुछ ऐसे काम जो हमें दिखावे के लिए करना पड़ते हैं। ओके जी, प्लीज कैरी ऑन।
एज इन द वे ऑफ द वर्ड, हम देखते हैं कि रेस्टोरेशन पीरियड में अपर क्लास अपनी पोजीशन को बरकरार रखने के लिए तगदो करते थे। लेडी विशफोर्ड इज इन द फियर टू से पोजीशन ऑफ हर सेल्फ एंड हर डॉटर इन द सोसाइटी। बहुत से डिमॉन्स्ट्रेटेड लव सीन भी शो किए गए हैं इस प्ले में। इस प्ले में सोशल एटिकेट्स का फन बनाया गया है, जैसे सर रोलैंड की एक्टिंग के बारे में बताया गया है कि देखें उन्हें वो एक मुलाजिम है, वो मीराबेल का मुलाजिम है, पर उससे सर रोलैंड का करेक्टर दिया गया है ताकि वो सोशल क्लास को बरकरार रख सके और लेडी विशवुड से शादी कर सके। सेकंड वन थीम इज वुमेन। The the question of the woman role in the society is brought to be foreground in some progressive in the way of the world, like baking cookies. We are introduced to the mixing of two gender faction of restoration society, men and the woman, separately before they are mixed all together. The women, when we first meet them in the early Act 2, are discussing the need to find happiness in one another, since men only provide a fickle, distrustful love that cannot be relied upon. However, the audience come to realize that these women are not totally trusting of one another either. They love the same man and turn against each other in later scheme to ensure the romantic and the monetary outcome they want. The freedom man can have in or out of the marriage are also shown and discussed in this play, from the famous proviso scene to the Lady Vishnu's ability to overlook Waiteville disguise for the chance to marry a man at the older age. वुमेन एक मेन थीम रहा है वे ऑफ वर्ल्ड का। फ्रॉम द ऑन सेट वुमेन आर पॉपुलर टॉपिक बिटवीन द फेनल एंड द मिलामेंट। हम एक्ट 1 में देखते हैं कि सीन के शुरू होते ही जहां पे वो कार्ड्स खेल रहे हैं फेनल और मिलामेंट, वो क्या डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि मिलामेंट उसे बताता है कि मैं ऐसे मीराबेल से मोहब्बत करता हूँ, उससे शादी करना चाहता हूँ, और उनका टॉपिक ही वुमेन है, औरत से शुरू होता है। एज वी सीन इन द एक्ट 2, मिसेस फेनल एंड द Mrs. Marwood are discussing that men are failed to give them true love. वो दोनों आपस में बैठी एक्ट 2 में बात कर रही होती हैं कि मर्दों से उन्हें मोहब्बत नहीं है, उन्हें मोहब्बत नहीं मिल रही, ट्रस्ट नहीं है उन्हें उनकी मोहब्बत पे। They are distrustful, and then audience come to realize that women are not टोटली ट्रस्टिंग ईच अदर। हमें वो बाद में पता चलता है कि ये जो औरतें आपस में बैठी बात कर रही हैं कि मर्द से मोहब्बत नहीं मिलती, उनकी मोहब्बत पे यकीन नहीं है, वो आपस में भी एक दूसरे से सिंसियर नहीं है। ये दोनों औरतें both women, Mrs. Fennel and Mrs. Marwood, love the same man. ये दोनों मीराबेल से मोहब्बत करती हैं, इनके पास में उसके साथ अफेयर रह चुके हैं। उसके बाद
ओके,
हमें ये
जस्ट अ मिनट, एक सजेशन आई है कि अगर हम इंडिविजुअली 20 MCQs बनाएंगे तो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे, ठीक है? अच्छा, अगर हम 40 MCQs पर ग्रुप बनाएं तो कितने बन सकते हैं? कोई बताएगा? हमारे टोटल ग्रुप्स कितने हैं?
सर आई थिंक 7 या 8 ग्रुप्स हैं हमारे, तो 300 प्लस ही बनेंगे अगर 40 भी बनाए हम लोग तो।
आप ऐसा करें कि 40 फिर हाँ 40 मतलब अपने ग्रुप के टॉपिक को ना मुकम्मल कवर करें। 40 MCQs ईच ग्रुप बनाए तो फिर है, ठीक है, वरना फिर इंडिविजुअली 20 बनाना पड़ेंगे। तो मैं ग्रुप में अनाउंसमेंट कर देता हूँ जी। 40
जी
है
सर
ना, फिर
40
50
बना
कर लें,
लेते हैं
40 बना लें।
सर। 40 ना है।
40 मीन 40 नहीं 40, ओके। तो 40 ईच
हाँ जी
ग्रुप
सर।
जो है, ईच ग्रुप मेंबर नहीं, ईच ग्रुप, ओके। अब ठीक है, तो ये 40 MCQs
जी
पर
सर।
ग्रुप जो है ना वो बना के अकील को सेंड करते हैं। ओके हो गया जी?
ठीक है सर। जी
ठीक है
सर।
जी। हाँ समरा,
थैंक यू
प्लीज
सर।
करिए। मोस्ट वेलकम।
And the third theme is marriage, adultery, and the inheritance. Marriage and adultery are the course main theme in the way of the world, and it seems that characters have much more of a problem with the potential for for tainted reputation than with any moral or the emotional imperative not to cheat on their spouse. This study in the first place with the problem that though the primary marriage being arranged in the plane seem to be based on love, many of marriage set in the place before the play, like the Mrs. Fennel marriage to Mr. Fennel, were done more tactically as way to ensure money and the reputation. A major conflict in the play too is who will have the claim to Miss Millament's inheritance. Miss Millamant inheritance. A major conflict in the play too is who will have the claim to Miss Millamant, with Fennel tempted to leverage his wife, apparent adultery to get claim to her and the Miss Millamant's inheritance. अब ये मैरिज अडल्ट्री और इनहेरिटेंस भी इसके मेन थीम है. हम देखते हैं कि मैरिज एंड अडल्ट्री मीन अफेयर्स आर everywhere in this play. As we say, affair and marriage is the super objective of Mirabelle and the Millamant. Some marriages are based on love as the Mirabelle and the Millamant are, और कुछ शादियां प्ले शो होने से पहले ही दिखाई जा चुकी हैं, जैसे कि मिसेस फेनल की मिस्टर फेनल के साथ. अडल्ट्री में हमने उसके अफेयर्स की बात की, मैरिज में हमने दो शादियों की बात की कि कैसे एक शादी प्ले से पहले ही दिखाई जा चुकी है, उसका रेपुटेशन और मनी उसका मेन इशू था, मेन मकसद था कि मिसेस फेनल की मिस्टर फेनल से जो शादी करवाई गई, और लव इज द बेस बिटवीन द टू मैरी बिटवीन द मिलामेंट एंड द मिराबल. Inheritance is also the basic conflict in this play, that who will have to claim the Mrs. Milament's inheritance. एक मकसद उसे मिराबेल से शादी करने का ये भी था कि उसे मिलामेंट की जो जायदाद है वो भी उसके नाम होगी, और इसी तरह सभी उसकी जायदाद के पीछे पड़े हुए थे कि लेडी बुशफोर्ड अपने भतीजे से उसकी शादी करवाना चाहती है ताकि उसके भतीजे के पास उसकी जायदाद जाए. मिराबेल उससे शादी करना चाहता है मिलामेंट से ताकि उसे उसकी इनहेरिटेंस में उसे हिस्सा मिल सके, और इसी तरह ही मिस्टर फेनल अपनी वाइफ के थ्रू ये तगदो कर रहा है कि उससे लेडी विशफुट से जो उसके पास इनहेरिटेंस है मिलामेंट की, उससे उसे हिस्सा मिल सके. The next one is friendship. Same gender and the opposite gender friendship are called into the question in this play, as it is said that demonstrated that none of these relation is particularly strong or trusting. The woman and the man pairings, though originally posing as friends, join scheme against one another based mostly on money and the reputation.
Okay, Samra, fantastic. Okay, thanks a lot. Fantastic. Big hands for you. जी स्टूडेंट्स अपने कमेंट्स दीजिए चैट बॉक्स में अबाउट दिस प्रेजेंटेशन, एंड हु इज द नेक्स्ट हु वाना प्रेजेंट ओवर हियर, हुज टर्न इज नाउ, प्लीज रेज्ड अ हैंड. फातिमा.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम. जी फातिमा.
समरा स्क्रीन प्रेजेंट करना.
अपने कमेंट्स ज़रूर दीजिए कि ये प्रेजेंटेशन आपको कैसी लगी, अगर आपने सुनी है तो. अब कितने बजे आपका नेक्स्ट लेक्चर स्टार्ट होने जा रहा है? इसके बाद कोई लेक्चर है आपका?
सर 4:15.
ओके, तो 4:15 आई मीन 4:15 तक जो है ना आप इजाज़त है. अभी 3:55 हुए हैं. So within 10 minutes, you have to sum up your topic. Okay. तो बाकी जितने प्रेजेंटर हैं जो अभी रह गए हैं, वो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर वो हमारा 90 मिनट्स का होगा, उसमें गेट रेडी। ओके। और ये जिनमें कोमल हैं और माजिदा हैं, ठीक है, मोस्ट वेलकम जी। एंड
सर मैं करूँ स्टार्ट? वो स्क्रीन तो प्रेजेंट हो नहीं रही।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हो जाएगी, आप
तो
स्टार्ट
मैं
कीजिए।
स्टार्ट कर दूँ?
हाँ जी।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम क्लास, आई एम फातिमा Zeib and I am here to present the topic the way of the world theme. The first one is social etiquettes and reputation. First of all, why do we daily comment disagreeable and dangerous actions to save the ideal's reputation? ये scene second and act second. A comedy of manners is named as such to call attention to one of its most central themes, manners or social etiquettes, and the comedy that can ensue because of importance, especially to the upper class during the Restoration. Because of the importance, especially to the upper class during the restoration of preserving one's position in society. In the climax of the play, the action and the reactions largely stop being concerned with love or even money. And what Lady Wisworth seems to fear most is the loss of good reputation for herself and her daughter. Much of the demonstrated love seen in the show, for example, Wishwood and Petulant's love misalignment is done purely in hopes of raising one's reputation. Fun is made of social etiquettes, especially in the acting of petulance. Sir Whitfull and Sir Ronald, three characters that are varying degrees are unable to live up upper class standards, but must try to put on a show for others. The next one is women. The question of women's role in society is brought to be the foreground in some progressive and some not so in the way of the word. Like baking cookies, we are introduced to the mixing of the two gendered sections of Restoration Society, men and women. Separately, before they are mixed all together, the women, when we first meet them in early Act 2, are discussing the need to find happiness in one another, since men only provide a fickle, distrustful love that cannot be relied upon. However, the audience come to realize that these women are not totally trusting of one another either. They love the same man and turn against each other in later schemes to ensure the romantic and monetary outcomes they want. The freedoms a woman can have in and out of marriage are also shown and discussed in the play. From the famous Calypso scene to Lady Wisworth's ability to overlook Waiteville's disguise for the chance to marry a man at an older age. The next one is marriage, adultery, and inheritance. Marriage and adultery are, of course, main themes in the way of the world, and it seems the characters have much more of a problem with the potential for a trained reputation that with any moral and emotional imperative not to cheat on their spouse. This starts in the first place with the problem that, though the primary marriage being arranged in the play seems to be based on love, many of the marriages set in place before the play, like Mrs. Fennel marriage to Fennel, were done more tactically as way to ensure money and reputation. A major conflict in the play too is who will have claim to Miss Millament's inheritance, with Fennel attempting to leverage his wife's apparent adultery to get claim to her and Miss Millament's inheritance. The next one is friendship. Same gender and opposite gender friendship are called into question in this play, as it is said and demonstrated that none of these relationship is particularly strong and trusting. The woman and man pairing, though the originally posing as friends, join schemes against one another based mostly on money and reputation. As for woman man pairing, we don't see many in the play that are not based on either mutual love and the one of and disdain of the other. Certainty, friendship is as falsely fashionable and tactical as anything else in the play. The next theme is religion. The characters in the play throw around invocation of God as in also all the time. But this is used basically as a flippant linguistic note and often said colloquially in the same way people in contemporary society throw out God bless you without a thought. Mention is also made of drinking and religion with the reference to Islam. However, it is important to note the accusations of adultery don't seem to be blessed in our religion morality, and women seem to keep in mind the ability to divorce. Mrs. Penner seems largely disturbed by the fact that she and Pinel can't stay married after the play ends. The next one is money. Money and love are tied closely in the way of the word and perhaps as much as reputation. Lady Wishford's fate after the play rests on her being able to dole out inheritance appropriately, however, are members of upper class. Much regarding money is dealt with quite frequently, like having dance performers over at the house early in the play. Ordering chocolates and drinks, it is important to note that Miss Milament's half inheritance of £6,000 would amount today to money thousands of dollars, making the point of multiple characters lusting after it more clear. The next one is social class. The presence of two main classes in the play, upper class servants, calls attention to the social class as the theme in the play, though the one that is not written with the satirical eye Congreve gives to upper class behavior alone. Congreve writes it foible and betrayal servants to Lady Wishworth and Mirabell. Seems delighted to be married against their will and participate in a romantic uh, scheme at the beck and call of Mirabell. This is perhaps not true to life, though it gives them both of the ability to exert secretive power over members of the upper class within the upper class. It is also demonstrated through jokes about the and other that being well educated and well mannered is the utmost importance. And there can be social division atop economic based on these elements of etiquette and status. The next one is jealousy and deceit and intrigue. In Congreve play, jealousy, deceit, and intrigue are important and in related plot devices that drive the action of the play,
It
creating
is in
conflict.
intrigue, only intrigue.
Yes, sir. That divides the action of the play by creating conflict between characters. In many ways, the play can be thought of as a competition between Mirabelle and Fennel to devise the other by means of opposing schemes to gain control of Lady Wishwards and her fortune.
सर अब मैं करूं?
The next one is Wits and Fools.
Okay, thank you, Fatima. Fantastic. Big hands for you.
Thank you, sir.
सर अब मैं
हाँ,
करूं?
आप कौन है, कौन प्रेजेंट करना चाहता है?
आयशा आयशा यूसुफ।
आयशा, आप जो है ना, टाइम खत्म हो गया है, चूंकि 15 मिनट्स पे आपका नेक्स्ट लेक्चर स्टार्ट होने जा रहा है, तो आप नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में फर्स्ट प्रेजेंटर बनिए। ओके,
ठीक है सर।
हाँ, गेट रेडी और अपने रीडिंग आउट बार बार कीजिए, प्रोनाउंसिएशन को ठीक कीजिए। ठीक है,
जी
तो
सर।
बेहतरीन किस्म का प्रोनाउंसिएशन कीजिए। सबकी अच्छी थी, बट जिसने सबसे पहले प्रेजेंट किया था आज, वो कौन थे? अरीज थी
जी
या
सर।
सब? हाँ, उनकी कंपैरेटिवली सबसे बेहतर थी, फिर समरा भी थी, फिर ये फातिमा भी ठीक है। तो आयशा, और कौन देना चाहते हैं? नेक्स्ट जो वीक है, 9 अदर्स हो गए। सरगाना साहब भी आए हुए हैं, बॉयज में से अभी तक कोई नहीं चमका। बॉयज में से कोई नहीं। शुमाइला बीबी, समरा इलियास, महविश जवार, माजिदा, कौसर, परवीन, कोमल एंड खालिद, फरीद, हीरा, हबीबा की हो गई, फातिमा की हो गई। ओके, आयशा यूसुफ नेक्स्ट वीक है, अरीज की भी हो गई। अकील, सरगाना। अकील अकील आपको भेजने हैं ना, हमने ये सब ने एमसीक्यूज आपको भेजने हैं। क्या आप मेरी आवाज सुन रहे हो? ये बॉयज ठीक है, आराम से लॉग इन होने के बाद लंबी तान के सो जाते हैं। ओके, तो नेक्स्ट जो है, ये आयशा यूसुफ और बाकी सब तैयार हैं। ठीक है, तो
ओके
गेट रेडी प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए।
जी सर।
मैं चाहता हूँ हमें कोई जो है ना एक्स्ट्रा लेक्चर ना लेना पड़े प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए ना, जैसे मेकअप क्लास कोई ना करनी पड़े, इन्हीं 2 लेक्चर्स में कंप्लीट हो जाए। ठीक है जी, चलें, सी यू नेक्स्ट डे इंशाल्लाह ताला। अपना ख्याल रखिए, और कोई बात पूछना हो तो एमसीक्यू जो है कि आप पूछ सकते हैं व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में। ठीक है जी, अल्लाह हाफिज़।
अल्लाह
अल्लाह
हाफिज।
हाफिज सर।